Listeners, you're back listening to another episode of the spin-off show here on the Jock and Nerd Podcast. On this episode, I have on a longtime listener, Blake Braden, who is a aquatics director at a Division III college in Indiana. Reason I have him on is, first off, I had him on Jock Talk, which you can find on our Patreon feed at patreon.com/jockandnerd. Send us a little donation, get some bonus content. Cheap plug there. But Blake Braden was on Jock Talk, and I really enjoyed talking to him about his career and what he does as far as being a swim coach, an aquatics director, recruiting kids all around the world and all across the U.S. and the world to a Division III school to swim. So I found that really interesting. Had him on my podcast. We talked about that and a variety of other topics. He's a really good dude. And we close out the show by talking about shaving legs, shaving our own legs. So if you're not intrigued already, then hit stop, go away, go do something else. But you should be intrigued to hear us talk about shaving legs on this episode of the spin-off show here on the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Thanks for listening. Check it out. This is the Jock Spin-Off Show. And we're recording, Blake. What's going on?
Not much. I actually just got off work about 20 minutes ago. So it's a long day.
I bet. Now you're probably wondering why the hell I even decided to ask you to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't think I would. I stood out that much on the Jock Talk, so it was a little bit. I don't think I'm not as interesting as your phone sex operator. Or I don't know the proper title for that was. But
phone sex operator was correct, I believe.
Phone sex operator was correct, so I don't know if I need to come in with my sexy voice.
No, please don't do that.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not as interesting as that, but I'm sure there's something we can get out of this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, Blake Braden is a listener of Jock and Nerd Podcast, and we had him one time on the Jock Talk, which is exclusive only to Patreon. So Patreon or Jock and Nerd, was it patreon.com/jockandnerd? You can find us there. Donate a little bit, and you can listen to bonus content. And so we had Blake on the Jock Talk with me and Chaz Hubbard, which is a weekly thing during football season, and a not-so-weekly thing during the rest of sports seasons. But Blake was on. I was like, oh, man, Blake can talk a little bit. And you had talked a little bit about your occupation, so I was like, shit, man, this week I don't really have anyone lined up. Fuck it, I'll just ask Blake. And you agreed right away, so here we are. It says aquatics director on the title of this episode in front of your name, so people are probably going to be like, what
the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? Are you studying fish? What are you doing? What is an aquatics director doing, Blake Braden?
So basically what that means is I do all of the pool scheduling. So that's literally all it is I schedule who's in the pool at certain times. I teach the lifeguards. I teach swim classes in the college. I tell you, that's interesting to have wrestlers and football players trying to take swimming classes. That's always interesting. But that's essentially what that means. It's a lovely title for something that doesn't take a lot of work.
And this is your full-time gig?
This is my full-time gig, yes.
Wow. People are like, what is going on here? Why does Anthony even... I promise you, well, I don't promise you, but hopefully this next hour or hour and a half is good enough conversation, because we're off to a riveting start. You schedule people right? At the pool. So you teach wrestlers and all sorts of different people how to swim or swim better?
So there's swimming classes, there's swimming courses at Hanover College, and I am the professor, if you want to call it that, for basically seniors who need to get their exercise science credits, their gym credits, who don't want to take anything harder than that. It's a pretty easy class.
Do they? What percentage of these kids don't know how to swim?
Probably 95%.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
They, I don't know. You know, the bad thing is that you see someone like a linebacker, you know, 6'5", 260 pounds, all muscle, this big guy, and he gets in the water and he's basically like going to the bottom of the pool. He's got to wear floaties basically when he gets in the water.
That's
it's kind of funny.
I mean, that's a pretty awesome visual. And the thing, like, whenever I've met, and I'm not the best swimmer in the world, so don't confuse me for what's his fucking face, Michael Phelps here.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah. You know, but I learned how to swim at a young age. It always is like somewhat perplexing to me that when I meet like anyone that's above the age of 14 and doesn't know how to swim. Like, and especially adults. I'm like, how did you not learn? Like adults around my age, I just go, how did you not learn how to swim? Like, wouldn't that be a thing?
So in high schools, it's actually funny you mention it. In high schools in Kentucky, I know for a fact that swimming is not in the high school curriculum, so they don't even have to swim, or they don't have to take any sort of class in high school or middle school. And a lot of them who go to college just end up haven't done it.
True. I mean, if you've never done it, you've never had to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember learning as a little kid in like summer camp how to swim. But in high school, I remember the high school I went to in Illinois, it was required that you had to take a swim class. And for those that didn't know how to swim, you would learn. And for those that did know how to swim, you had to like pass this swim test and pass this treading water test where you tread water for a minute or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's actually kind of difficult for me, treading water that long.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to come off as saying that my job is super boring. That portion of the day is really boring. I guess you could say my main position would be I am a collegiate head coach at Hanover. I know we talked a lot about that.
Yeah, fill us in because there's only about 40 people that probably listen to Jock Talk.
That's true. So outside of those responsibilities, which are in my contract as other, so kind of whatever I need to do as far as my position, my main job, which gets me up at 4:30 in the morning and to finish the day at 8:30, 9 o'clock, is being an NCAA Division III head coach. Mm-hmm. And that is going around the country, recruiting athletes, having phone conversations with high schoolers all around the world. And then obviously just, simple things that, the Division I aspect of it is very similar to the Division III, where, your job relies on bringing in and selling your program. So it's a very make or break job. It's a very cutthroat position where, if I only bring in, 5 student athletes to Hanover, my job is on the line. It's a very cutthroat. I mean, I'm not a car salesman, but you legitimately have to be kind of a salesman in that fact that you need to bring in student athletes to be competitive. So it's kind of cutthroat, honestly.
I'm pretty sure I might have asked some form of this question when we did Jock Talk, but I'll ask it again. What the hell's the pitch to go swim at a Division III school?
What's the pitch to go swim at a Division III school?
Yeah.
So
is it purely passion to swim?
Honestly, at the Division III level, yes.
Yeah, right.
We can't give out athletic scholarships.
No.
Which really sucks because you're having to recruit people. You have to say, okay, Indiana, just where I'm at. So Indiana, Illinois are very similar athletically, swimming wise. I basically have to cut off, 30% of the state because they're going to swim Division I. They're going to get paid. There's no way they're coming to Hanover.
Right.
So that limits me as far as a funnel on who I can recruit. So I mass recruit anyone in the United States. I've recruited kids from Brazil. I've recruited kids from Australia. I've recruited kids from Poland. I mean, there's a bunch of different places
that
I've
happen?
actually. So there's actually like recruiting databases that schools purchase that shows students have an interest in this sport, and then I reach out to them. And sometimes it gets very interesting, just the language barrier.
Right.
So most of my conversations are done through email or through texting. Texting, I say, is like the number one way I recruit with athletes, which is such a different thing than what was done when I was recruited back in 2004.
Right. Which is not all that long ago, but it's such a different world.
Which wasn't,
already.
yeah. But everything was done at that time, just paper, snail mail. I'd get some emails, but I would get phone conversations and just get stuff in the mail. So now I can call an athlete and they wouldn't pick up. I'll leave a voicemail, and 10 seconds later, I'll send them a text message, and they'll respond right back. So it's weird how society's kind of changed as far as, people are really getting away from that interaction through a phone or interaction one-on-one, and everything's just done through texting.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's crazy. And as a coach, 5 years later, guess what? I'm going to have to learn something new because texting will be out at that point and something else will be in. So you have to evolve as far as understanding what kids use. I mean, we were advised as a program by our athletic director to make a Snapchat.
Really?
Because that's what the kids use.
That's true. Huh.
So we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest.
What the hell?
We're on everything. We are told to make every single social media page out there because that's what the kids use. They don't want a phone conversation. They just want to see the cool things you're doing with your program. They would rather see a picture than actually just hearing about it.
What is the pitch to an international? I mean, let alone someone in the U.S., but what's the pitch to an international student? Like, hey, you can swim in America?
It has nothing to do with swimming.
Yeah.
I'll talk more about our international business program.
Okay.
And that's the big pitch there is, I won't talk much. I'll talk a little bit about swimming, but my pitch to international students are more going along the lines of our international business program, our international marketing programs, things like that, where international students want to come over and study that in America. And sometimes...
But they're still going to have to pay. Like, they're going to pay like a regular college tuition, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's the real shitty part it's really tough to find. That market is even more narrow.
Right.
Like, if I recruit in 1 year, let's say 2020s, which would be seniors this year, going to be freshmen next year in college. If I recruit 1,000 international students, which is kind of where I'm at right now, there's a great chance where I might hear back from 10 of them.
Jeez.
So in my job, rejection is everything, which I hear a lot of no's. So primary example, out of 3,000 American-born, American soil students, I'm lucky to get maybe 10 or 12 of those.
Jeez. How many of them even have a conversation with you, would you say?
So probably a third, maybe a little bit more, probably 1,500, maybe half.
Okay, so they'll at least hear you out.
Yeah, and that's kind of a daily thing that you have to do with the program is, you're on the phone right after practice. You go practice from 4 to 7 p.m. And then the moment 7 p.m. hits, I'm on the phone from like 7 to 8:30. I'm talking to 5 or 6 people every single night, new recruits. And then after that, I text probably those student athletes once a week. So it takes me about 4 or 5 hours a day.
Oh my God.
to get through just texting the athletes that I 90% sure are never going to come here, but I can't stop messaging them because there's that chance that they would come here.
What's for an American-born athlete, what is usually the deciding factor where they're like, I'm coming to Hanover to swim? Yeah,
so the big pitch, the big sell that we do is just my coaching credentials. I've been coaching, especially at the Division III level. I've been coaching for going into my third year at Hanover. I've been coaching since I was 21, 30. So I've been coaching for 11 years.
Okay.
It's hard to always just figure that out.
Sure.
But,
you're getting old, buddy. You're getting old.
I don't know, 32 is getting up there. but just coaching credentials, and then just coming off, honestly, as not super ego, but just very confident in the way you talk about a program, what we offer as students. So we can still offer a lot of swag, a lot of equipment to students, backpacks, team suits, tech suits, really fast suits. So when you watch the Olympics, the suits that the Olympians are wearing, that's the suits that we can offer them. And, we talk more about, at this time, you're right. Absolutely. We're talking about the love of the sport. You're not coming here on any sort of athletic scholarship. So you're coming here because you absolutely love swimming and you love athletics and you want to continue to do it. So just coming off very confident in their approach and, getting them to visit campus. There's a lot of coaches out there who sometimes scared to have a phone conversation with a student. So my initial message to a student is I'll always text them first, just to be like, introduction, my name, who I am, schedule the phone conversation. A lot of people just will skip out on the phone conversation, which it's still very important to have. As much as I said that texting was important, kids still like to
you still want
to feel that one-on-one experience.
Yeah, I mean, you can be as charming as you want through text, but it's still important to at least get a feel. You can't get that feel for who the other person really is unless you talk to them.
Oh, absolutely. And I've had some stinkers out there. I've had some really shitty conversations on the phone. And
where you're like, this kid ain't going to work for us either?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I stop texting people when, they come off as a real shitty person on the phone. Like, I will stop recruiting them. Or if I find something on their Twitter pages, which, yes, coaches are kind of stalkerish. That's kind of the way coaches are, where if you talk to a recruit, guaranteed they're going to be on your Twitter page looking up all your
absolutely
all your garbage that you've posted on there. So
do you notice a lot of garbage on there from a lot of kids?
Quite a bit, yes. Absolutely.
I mean, these kids are quite young, but it's still kind of funny to me that no one's told these kids, like no one tells these kids, hey, Twitter's been around for like 9 years now, 10 years. Yeah. You might not want to tweet everything you fucking think, all right?
Yeah, I really applaud the kids that actually open their Twitter page up and I actually prefer that. It's a nice thing to see that a high schooler is saying, okay, I'm open this page to the public. This is my life. There's nothing bad on it. It's the ones that hold their stuff very private until they follow the actual Hanover page that it becomes, I always kind of question it a little bit, but I understand why, privacy is very important.
Yeah. I just remember back when I was using Twitter a lot, which was around when it came out or shortly after, I was tweeting out every fucking thought I had. It was so stupid. I think I probably had a couple tweets that were like, that probably shouldn't tweet that. But
yeah. And it's nothing as far as Disney went with James Gunn or anything like that. Like, I'm not going back 5 years into your life and being like, this is what somebody said. This is going to make me stop. Like, if you said something within the past week that's really sketchy, I'm going to question that. But I'm not going back into your entire life.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I would say more of the point is, it's just now that Twitter's been around, we kind of seen the effects of, people getting in trouble on Twitter. So, I just feel like now kids have to be a little bit more smart about what they're putting out.
Yeah, and I will say that kids do a better job at it.
Do they? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. I'm sure, though, you still see some real dudes. You're like, oh, my God, you're really racist.
I did see a couple racist tweets out there. Yes, I did, and that I've seen those, and I wish I snap them and just save them.
Yeah, just for a rainy day, just to be like, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't have this guy come to school.
Yeah, it would be an interesting photo album that I would have in my phone of just tweets that high schoolers were saying.
What's the?
It would.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
I was going to say, what's the? Since it's been a more than a few years now since I've been to high school, but you're still looking at high schoolers' tweets. What are high schoolers tweeting about nowadays? What's the general consensus?
Honestly, you know what I saw the most a few years ago or last year?
Yeah.
I saw memes are huge, obviously.
Oh, memes
are obviously the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Which aren't like, most of them aren't disrespectful, but I saw so much like Lil Pump lyrics.
Oh no.
You know who Lil Pump is?
I know who Lil Pump is. Oh no.
I've seen so many different things on Tekashi 6ix9ine and Lil Pump, and it's just like lyrics from their songs. It's like nothing bad or anything like that.
But they're both really bad hip hop artists.
They're awful.
They're awful.
they're terrible. But that's like
Tekashi 6ix9ine, I think, is legitimately a terrible person too.
Yeah, isn't he in jail right now?
I think so. Let me look. I'll look it up.
I think he's in jail.
I mean, Tekashi 6ix9ine and Lil Pump, they both they dress like clowns. I can't believe this is what people think that people should look like.
Like the absolute worst music you can possibly think of.
Right.
That's what high schoolers are really into.
Yeah,
I know.
And our boy, I think 6ix9ine is, he might be going to prison pretty soon.
Yeah. I've seen the memes where he's like ratting out on different people. But that's been a big thing. I know we had a topic on the Nation about vaping.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? I heard also now vaping is becoming really bad again.
Yeah, like I'm super naive on this topic, but I've had swimmers in the past that have done it, and not in front of me or anything, but just
are we talking about regular vaping?
Hearsay.
Or what are we talking about? Yeah, just vaping.
Just regular vaping. And, I didn't hold enough knowledge to even say, like, no, you can't do it. Like, it's not really it wasn't illegal.
No.
Right? Yeah, so they can just pick it up anywhere they want as long as they're 18. So.
Yeah, apparently vaping is killing people all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know how Imran feels about that. I'm sure he doesn't like that.
I'm sure he's probably like, the way his mind is, he's probably going, oh, it's the Illuminati, it's the government trying to take it away from us.
Probably.
I mean, I don't vape. The only times I've ever really vaped is if friends have had it.
Yeah.
And if they offer it to me, I'll go, oh, yeah, sure, why not? I'll vape for a second.
I've done it. I've done it like twice, and I was incredibly intoxicated. That's typically when I'll do something like that, but
I'm the same way. I don't vape, or I don't really smoke weed. I only vape or cigarette when I'm pretty intoxicated, and I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll have. And I can't even like finish a cigarette.
No, I've done cigars a few times when drinking.
Cigars are kind of fun.
Cigars aren't bad. Yeah. They give you a really nice buzz. I do them on like. We have like a kind of a celebration here it's unofficial, but anytime we end like our season, like coaches will get together and they'll just kind of go out and, have some cigars, drink, get together. So it's a pretty cool thing that we do at the end of the year just to kind of celebrate the season.
Well, cigars are more like boss too. Like you sit around, you smoke a cigar, you're like, this is kind of, I feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm feeling good about my life right now.
Oh yeah.
Whereas the cigarettes, every time, if you're kind of like sober and you do it and you're not a big cigarette smoker, you're kind of like, what am I doing? This is kind of stupid. Yeah. Now, anyone that smokes cigarettes, I'm sure they feel differently, but that's the way I feel when I'm not doing it. When I'm thinking about doing it as a sober person, I'm like, this isn't that cool.
It's like, what am I doing? Yeah.
Cigars, though. I'm like, yeah, this is.
So you look like a boss. That's a boss move right there.
It is. There was one time, maybe a couple months ago, where one of my guys had a last celebration before a kid came.
Yeah.
Like one of his last man's nights out.
Yep.
And we basically, it wasn't even a night out. We rented a cigar bar, and we rented a room at a cigar bar, had wings, drank, and watched NCAA tournament basketball and smoked cigars.
Damn.
Honestly, like, I'm a big party club head guy, but just chilling, smoking cigars, like drinking whiskey and watching basketball was one of the most fun things I've ever done. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm into cigars. I haven't smoked a cigar since, but that was like in February, but still.
Yeah, man. It's a really cool experience. Like it's not something you do alone.
No.
Like you have to, like, you have a group. And I know, like, It's on a Voice from the Underground. Is it TJ?
No, it's Big Haas. I've had him on this spinoff, and he is from Voice from the Underground. But he every episode he's smoking a cigar, and he lets them know what he's smoking.
Yeah, he's like a super big like connoisseur. I don't know like the word you want to call that, but
connoisseur, aficionado, whatever. Yeah. No, yeah, he'll describe the cigar. It's actually really good. He'll describe the cigar and talk about what it goes well with, and how it's made, and what the different tastes and aromas you get. I'm like, wow, this is really in depth.
Yeah, I've never gone that deep. It's just whatever someone's given me.
Absolutely.
Just smoke it.
Yeah, just cut it for me. Someone cut it for me. I'll light it and have like the lighter around because I won't have it in my mouth the entire time, so I'll probably have to relight it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's how the cigar smoking goes for me.
No, absolutely. You're 100% on.
So, yeah, this vaping thing, I looked it up. I guess a bunch of people are dying. What the fuck? Yeah,
I have no idea. I'm glad my swimmers now, they don't do it. But I haven't seen it. That's the crazy thing is, dude, this was like all everyone was doing.
Everyone.
Like 3 or 4 years ago. Like it was like the thing to do. You saw it everywhere. Like on college campuses, you would see just
vaping,
everyone outside.
And then all sorts of Juul jokes, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And well, I mean, I don't know. Like maybe 2 weeks ago, one of my friends who I kind of question, he's kind of like that aunt, or maybe you're like your mom that reads everything on the internet and just immediately believes it. He was going like, vaping's bad for you, don't do it. And I was just going, you're like the classic tinfoil hat guy. Like everything is going wrong in the world. Like this is you read it one time on the internet and you believe it to be true, but this vaping thing has now become a thing. Or not, people are thinking about it.
I was saying in the group, I was like, you could go to a web page. It's pretty reputable, and they're going to give you like 10 facts on why vaping is horrible for you, and then you're going to go to another page that's pretty reputable, and they'll be like 10 facts on why vaping is not not bad for your health.
Right.
And so, like, I don't know who you go to. That's why I was like, I'm going to let who is it? Is it Adam?
Adam Morris?
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to let Adam, talk to me a little bit more about this because, obviously he's got a little bit more intel, hopefully. And
what did he say?
He's kind of, I can't remember. It was talking more with, I was looking in terms of, obviously with oils, some of those manufacturers can slip whatever you want in there. But I'm like, can you actually certify? Can they go through a certification process where they know exactly what's in the oil, so they're not having
I don't know
vitamin E oils
Are vapes the juices FDA approved? I like that we have two guys here that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Vaping FDA approved. Let's see here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Even if it's not FDA approved, is there a way? I don't know. Like I said, I don't personally. I don't vape, so I'm trying to figure this shit out too.
Two guys that don't vape that are talking about vaping.
They're having a conversation about vaping.
Yeah,
man, I'm gonna sound so fucking stupid.
We definitely. Well, the thing is, I know a guy that vapes, as we mentioned earlier. His name's Imran. Yeah. I just can't judge that his opinion is going to be all that unbiased either.
It's true. Yeah.
He'll like I said earlier, he'll be the type of the guy that's like, it's a conspiracy, vaping's fine, whatever. We're all going to die anyways, blah, blah, blah.
It's like, you might as well just do it. You're going to die at the same time anyway. So. The only thing I've watched, I've gone on YouTube, not lie, it's like a guilty pleasure for me.
What's that?
I'll go onto YouTube and I'll watch those the vape videos where they're doing the tricks and shit.
Sure.
I don't know. It's just really cool. It's a guilty pleasure for me to go on there every once in a while, just watch those vape tricks, vape tricks.
The only vaping, this isn't even a trick. I guess it's because I have cleaner lungs, maybe. Mm-hmm. But the only thing I can do is I can suck in a ton of that air and just blow out a shit ton of smoke.
Just all that smoke. Yeah.
That's all I got. Yeah. So what I used to do,
steam or whatever it is.
Yeah. I used to work with Imran, so I would go into his office. And I would take a hit of his vape. The first time, I would always cough because I was unused to the amount of air that was coming in.
Yeah.
And then I would take another hit, and then I would just let it slowly come out, if I was Snoop Dogg, letting a bunch of weed smoke coming out of my face.
Yeah,
I felt so cool.
Dude, I think that would be a really cool experience to be able to blow that puff and just like get that music video slow motion vibe going on, like you see in a Snoop Dogg or like a Dr. Dre video. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's probably on a bucket list of mine, is to have that, like some sort of Dr. Dre or Snoop video or Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Some lyrics blasting in the background as I just the slow-mo smoke comes out of my mouth and just immerses my face. That would be the best.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's like I don't think I would do it, but man, that's a pretty cool like dream to be able to do that shit. Like just be in like a music video like that. That'd be awesome.
Speaking of there's no good transition for this.
That's all right.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Millikan University
in Illinois.
Decatur, Illinois. Yeah.
Nice. And you swam there?
I swam there. Correct.
Nice.
Yep. I also coached there for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. Like right after school?
Yeah, we actually have a member in our nation, Glenn Purvis, who I actually went to the White Sox game with a couple weeks, maybe it was a month ago for that. I think I posted it in there, but yeah, I actually coached him in college. So I was pretty young at that time, so we're actually pretty good friends now. We hang out quite a bit. And
through the nation, or did you guys know each other before that?
No, we knew each other because I coached him when he went to Millikan University.
Oh, right. You said that.
I was his coach. So we've kind of got this thing we've planned out each summer. So obviously, some background information for those who don't know, Tony helped me out quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this.
As far as planning my Vegas trip. So he did a lot more of that shit than I did. I was like, I'm going to go for a lot of the... Yeah. He actually had a cousin who worked at it's like Dre's nightclub.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dre's beach house. Yep. So he spent like most of his time there. He had a good time. Like Migos were there.
Oh, yeah.
Ludacris was there. God damn, I can't
was
remember.
It a bachelor party that you went on?
No, so the idea was like I was just getting hired at Hanover.
Okay.
And I was like, let's go to Vegas for a week.
That's awesome.
And like this is the last time I'm gonna be free for a long ass time. So we're like, yeah, we're gonna go. We stayed at the Stratosphere, which is super sketchy.
Why? Is it just so cheap that you were like, did you wait? Back up.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, for those that have never been to Vegas, Stratosphere is this hotel that's based around the fact that they have this tall stratosphere, I guess, needle-type building, and they have rides on it, but is known as one of the shittier hotels on the Strip.
Absolutely. Yep.
Did you guys know that coming in?
I knew it, and I knew why it was so cheap. I knew it's considered kind of off the Strip a little bit.
It's like on it's on the
very end,
north end of the Strip, which is considered kind of like more barren.
So once you get down there, you're like liquor store, marijuana store, like marijuana dispensaries. You got like 3 shooting ranges right around it.
Right.
It's nothing like the Strip.
No,
but it was like $30 a night, and we had like a suite package where we got like flights and everything for flights in the hotel for like under $300.
Oh my God. That's really fucking cheap.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's do this. This is like a really good deal.
Okay. I mean, that is a great deal, but then you get out there.
I will say we didn't spend a lot of our time at the Stratosphere.
No one ever spends a ton of time in their room. So that's why I'm not big on like, you have to go all out in your room, but I am big on like having a room that doesn't feel sketch. Okay. So go ahead.
I mean, yeah, so he did most of like the club. That wasn't really like my scene too much. We did go to a really nice not a water park, but like a beach show.
Pool party?
I can't remember what
pool party,
called.
Right?
Yeah, it was a pool party, yeah.
Beach show, nice.
Beach show. I don't know
what was shitty about the Stratosphere?
What was shitty about the Stratosphere? Well, let's see. Let's see. There were 3 lovely females. They were all in very open-clad dominatrix like wear.
Okay.
Like we're talking black leather, just completely like it was absolutely insane. And I think there was a ton of, obviously you're gonna find prostitutes quite often in Vegas, but in the level, I guess you're getting some 8s or 9s in the strip, man. You're starting to get some like 1s and 2s.
Oh no.
when you get down to that area, but oh, no. I mean, other than that, like, it's not bad. Like, it's not dirty or anything like that. It's just
it just feels a little less like a less of a higher caliber of time.
I mean, don't be out there at night. Just kind of stay. You know, we had like passes on the monorail, so we took that pretty much anywhere we went. The monorail basically stopped the Stratosphere, so we didn't have to do much.
So you would just literally what you would recommend is just go straight to your room when you stay at the Stratosphere.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Go to your room, change, get out, go wherever you're going.
Yeah, because you're starting to hit areas where like actual townies are.
Yeah. That's a little sketch too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stratosphere's. I've never been in there, so I can't speak from experience. The only place I've heard is that is worse is Circus.
We didn't. Yeah,
which is a strange fucking hotel when you think about it, of a kid-oriented hotel on the Strip. Yeah, doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, well, even that is considered kind of off Strip now.
Yeah,
like, if you wanted to walk to it, it's a pretty good walk off of the Strip, but
yeah,
it's super sketchy there. And then what they consider? Have you seen like their hotels?
Which ones?
The Circus hotels?
Like the rooms?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've never seen them.
So they show off this nice, like if you go online, you look at their like hotels and stuff, and it looks like this beautiful facility. And then you get there, and the rooms are actually like lined up like trailer parks. Like it's like trailer park homes.
Oh, no.
That you're staying in at Circus. Like
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not an actual hotel room.
There.
It's just I haven't stayed there, but I walked by it.
Okay.
We walked by like their hotel area, and it's nothing like what it shows online. It's kind of like offset from the actual casino, and it's just like a bunch of trailers just in the back. It's really nasty.
Oh, I'm looking at these rooms look real fucking old.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Huh. So you did one pool party while you were out there?
I did one. My buddy Glenn did. I think he did like 4 or 5.
Oh wow. He got after it.
Yeah, dude, he's all about that life.
That's I like Glenn already. That's typically what I do as I go to a ton of parties.
Glenn's great. I was like, I tried to. So I was a little worried that, you know, again, me not being, I guess the most interesting person. I was like, man, Glenn, you should come on to the show. We're probably going to talk about Vegas. He's like, no, man, I don't want to do that. It's not my thing. And he's like, I'll think about it. And he never got back to me. But he would be an amazing guest to come on. He's also he's not an aquatics director, but he also coaches swimming.
Well, if he's ever comfortable, I'd love to talk to him. If you hear this, Glenn, we can talk sometime about Vegas.
Yeah, come on, Glenn.
Come on,
no
dude.
pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
A lot of pressure. He gives into pressure quite a bit. So
oh, nice.
But no, he's in the Chicago area too. So
oh, no kidding.
Yep.
What was I gonna say? Oh, how many times had you been to Vegas before? That
would have been my 3rd trip.
So, like, overall, what do you like about being in Vegas?
You know, I love to gamble.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense.
I'm kind of a big gambler. I can do everything but sports bet.
Why is that?
That's an NCAA rule.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So you can't even bet on pro sports, huh?
No. I cannot bet on any sort of athletic event that is officiated through law, or just any sort of athletic event.
Why do they? Oh, just because of the. I guess I don't know. I guess the NCAA doesn't like being involved with betting or having anyone associated with them being involved.
The idea that no matter what level that you could potentially change the outcome of an event, even at the Division III level, which I don't know why they would.
Yeah, who's betting on Division III stuff?
Yeah,
you got to be a real fucking degenerate, and I don't even know.
Be betting on Division III.
Yeah, well that and who has a line on Division III stuff that you can bet on?
I don't think anybody does.
Right?
Nobody. Some third party online European
that doesn't even know the name of your school.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a stupid rule. But like when we get to March Madness, we'll get an email from the president of the college and be like, "Slay, no, you cannot you cannot place bets or do any sort of office pools for the NCAA tournament, which, it kind of takes the fun out of it. Like I'll still make a bracket.
Yeah, can you do a bracket?
You can do a bracket. You just can't put any money on it.
So you just have to do it for fun.
Yeah.
So even that like stupid ESPN, I don't even know what they call it, pick'em, where that's like the chances of someone winning is insanely remote if they get all the picks right. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm. No, if I win anything off of any sort of if I win something off fantasy football, I get in trouble.
You can't do fantasy football?
I could do fantasy football, but I cannot put money on it.
Jeez.
Like I can't join a league that has money down like $50.
I hope this job's
or whatever.
worth it.
I think it is. Talking about it now, I might have to like rethink my life decisions. I'm still young enough; I could switch jobs, right?
Absolutely, you'll switch careers a few more times. You'll be fine.
Absolutely, yeah. You always got to have that backup plan.
I mean, your hours seem pretty ridiculous.
They are. Not gonna lie, they are.
Do you have off on weekends?
No.
What?
We practice on weekends too.
When is off season?
I don't have an off season.
When do you have free time?
So going back to where we were going. So this is why we went to Vegas in the first place, because I knew the schedule was going to be crazy.
Okay.
But what I found was there's a couple weeks in the summer. So we're technically, quote unquote, off in June and July.
Okay.
But I'm out on the road like recruiting. So I'll travel to like North Dakota, South Dakota. I'll go to Tennessee. I'll go to Florida. I'll go to Maine, Michigan. I'll go to Illinois sometimes to recruit athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the road, and that's considered my off season is driving around the country.
Do they reimburse you for this?
Yeah. I don't pay for it.
Good.
I'll get like a rental car from the college and everything like that.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, but I found that there are a few weeks in there where there's like no swimming going on, can't travel, and so our plan is, and we kind of set it up this year is, so I went to Chicago with Glenn for a couple days, and we're like, let's try something every year. So next year, we're actually planning our trip to go to Toronto.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. I need to talk with like Lisa and Steve and Adam, who are all, I don't know if they're from Toronto, but I know they're in Canada, and talk to them about some things to do in that area, because I think we're going to go for like 5 or 6 days. We're going to get a rental car. It's like 7 hours from Chicago to get to like.
You would go through Chicago? Aren't you in Indiana?
So I would start in Chicago. So since Glenn's in Chicago, I would just travel up there with the rental car. We'd stay there for a day, and then we would go across through Michigan and then go through that way. It's about 7 hours. Cool. Yeah. So we're trying to plan something each year to go on some sort of a trip.
You have no fucking free time.
I don't. I get like 2 weeks. That's like 2-week vacation.
Why do you do this?
I love it. I love it. That's,
all right, good.
It's my thing. It doesn't pay a lot, but it's a job, and I love it, and I definitely would not be doing it if I didn't.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no way you can. There's no way any sane person can do this job and not love it. And honestly, the big thing for me is, like I said, on the Jock Talk is I could not be like an office worker. I just simply could not. I could not sit down for that long, mm-hmm.
and I couldn't just work the 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. You never.
That's just not me.
You've always wanted to do something a little different. Or a little.
I need to be on my feet. I need to be moving. I need to be walking around. So most of my day, I'm on my feet. I'm doing something and I'm not saying I'm not like, I don't want it to come off like as bad, like office people aren't proactive, but I need to be like talking with students, talking with educators, talking with facilitating something going on at the time, mm-hmm. where I don't feel I would be as productive being in an office setting. I feel like I would probably just be on my phone most of the time.
Sure. No, I mean, that's completely understandable. Man, I'm like amazed that you don't have any free time. Is that how do you listen to the show?
That's how I came across your show. And I think that was my first message in the nation was like, hey, Blake Braden, I'm a swim coach. I honestly found you guys in the summer of 2017.
Okay.
And I because it was the summer, I was on my recruiting trip.
That's right, right.
So that's when I'm on the road. I'm on the road for like 5, 6, 7 hours a day, trying to get to wherever I'm going. I'll like listen to you guys, and your show's like 2 hours,
right?
So that takes up part of it. I'll listen to Bill Simmons.
Yep.
I'll listen to the Ringer, the NBA show, or the NFL show, or there's like 20 different podcasts that
you just cycle through.
Listen to right now. Yeah. I also don't listen to music when I'm on the road. It doesn't do it for me. Like I get really bored with listening to music, but for some reason, podcasts like keep me proactive and like keep my mind working, and like kind of makes you think a little bit. Like a lot of the conversations that you, Imran, and Rugboy have, like really like. I'm not like arguing, like I'm not in the car like yelling at the podcast, being like, "You're not right, you're wrong," or something like that.
Sure.
But I'm like, you guys make great points on a lot of situations.
Well, thanks, man.
It really keeps me, active on the road. So when I'm not falling asleep, I think that's really important.
I mean, I find that listening to podcasts, the only time I listen to podcasts are on the road as well. But when I do want to think, that's when I throw on a podcast. And when I'm like this morning, I threw on a podcast. I threw on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he had on some guy talking about quantum physics and quantum mechanics.
Absolutely.
Well, it was in the morning. They started talking about. I read the description. I go, oh man, this could be kind of interesting. Guys started talking about. I'm like, this is way too fucking early for me to start thinking like this. So I had to switch it to music. But I do find like music for me is to be like a little more mindless, whereas podcasts can definitely unlock that. Oh, like. Keep your brain stimulated, like oh, I should be thinking about this. What does that mean? Oh, that's a good point. Things along those lines, which is fun in the car because otherwise driving would be real fucking boring.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
Oh,
go ahead.
I fall asleep to music. Honestly, I will like doze off within the first like 2 hours of me driving, even if I'm listening to like something like hyped up or something. No, I'll also like fall asleep to it. But it's something that. Yeah, it's something like a podcast that really keeps me active and going. I couldn't think of a time. I don't remember a time. I couldn't imagine a time before podcasts.
Right? I was just saying, like, remember when in your car you could just listen to the radio and like a CD or a cassette?
God,
and now you can just hook up your phone and basically listen to whatever you want. If you have a subscription to Apple Music or Spotify, and then you have some sort of podcast app, you're basically set to listen to whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and like, so I don't know how Sirius stays in business, but that's got to be like the biggest scam ever, right, at this point?
Yeah, who's listening to satellite radio?
I still see people that are like, yeah, I got my Sirius going in my car. I'm like, why? Bluetooth your phone to your car and you get the same thing.
Right. Yeah, you get the same thing and you can switch it. You're not subject to whatever that station is playing.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, unless your car is just not capable of doing it, I don't get it.
But I mean, at this point, like anything,
even then you can get an aux cable. Yeah, I had an aux cable when with my 07 car for the longest time until I got a new one. I just did the aux cable thing.
Yeah, man.
I don't get it. Yeah,
that's one of those situations where I just like roll my eyes and just move on and be like, "You're not even worth arguing with."
Well, since I have you on the show and you are a listener, is there any nerdy topics or sports topics that come to mind that you want to discuss with me one-on-one?
Oh my gosh. Oh jeez.
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
No. So I think, the biggest conversation, I might not have listened to your latest show and you guys have probably talked about it, but there's a lot of buzz, I guess, positive and negative on this Joker movie.
Oh, yeah. We talked a little bit about it on the last show, but yeah, we can talk about it now.
Okay. I haven't been on the road. I haven't caught up yet. But I like save them for...
Oh, for sure. You should definitely save them for a stupid rainy day.
Yeah.
The Joker thing is strange because there was all that huge buzz for it, and now there's all this negative backlash towards it as if it's too dark or too, like, not a good film for people to watch. Like there's some sort of like buzz that like society shouldn't be making films like this. I don't know. I haven't seen the fucking movie, so
it's like So we're arguing over, and that's I think where I know where Rug Boy gets really annoyed because I like argue with him sometimes.
What's that? Say that again. You cut out there.
I argue with Rug. Oh, sorry. It's like that's where I think I annoy Rug Boy a little bit. Is I kind of argue with him on Twitter sometimes. So,
he's easy to poke.
Not often, but
he's actually so. I love the guy, but man, he can like he takes the Twitter arguments too like personally. Sometimes I feel like But his the way he the way he's gonna fall on things is actually almost now kind of predictable.
Yeah. But there was the conversation in the nation about, I think I posted it, and I didn't want to post it as in like I was for it.
Oh, was it the Black Magneto?
No, I did post that, but I literally just did that because I wanted to like throw that out just for like fun.
Yeah, sure.
But I think the thing I posted
for what it's worth, though, I will say I think Magneto being a Nazi is a big part of his character, or not Nazi. Sorry,
absolutely,
Holocaust survivor, definitely not Nazi.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I read your article or if it was a different article. There was some sort of rumor that they were looking at Denzel Washington to play Magneto.
Oh wow!
And I was like, I don't know how they would explain this, or if this is essential to the character, what kind of divisiveness this would cause. But Jesus Christ, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it would definitely cause. I think announcing that they're looking at like a black or African American Magneto, I think would cause a lot of divisiveness.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think the moment you announce Denzel as Magneto, I think a lot of that goes away.
Purely because, that I would agree.
Purely because it's Denzel.
It's because it's Denzel, and you're like, holy shit, Denzel Washington playing Magneto in a MCU film.
Now, do I think that's going to happen? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
But I think that would get rid of a lot of the chatter, the negative chatter.
Sure.
Which Disney is really good at doing that. They're really good at spinning the news to make sure that it's pretty positive on their end.
Well, they're also very good at like, if you don't like this, you're racist. kind of feel.
They would
even if you're not racist. Yeah.
I mean, the whole Spider-Man thing they spun brilliantly until like the very end,
right?
When Sony was like, "Fuck you, it's mine, it's over."
I still think that they might fix that, but we'll see.
I think so too. Now, there was an article that said Sony was always open to like coming back to the table, or something like that.
What was the article that you were talking about in the Nation?
The article was like how reviewers were on. It was the Rotten Tomato, and we've had the conversation on the Nation before. On
for those that don't listen or don't know, the Nation is the Jock and Nerd Nation Facebook group on Facebook. Obviously, it's a closed group that people can join if they're listeners of the show and discuss things that we talk about on Jock and Nerd and the spinoff. But go ahead.
And the conversation always comes up as obviously, there's a bias towards Rotten Tomato. We've all kind of figured that out. But
a bias, like what?
As in far as like how the tomato meter is read.
Sure.
How the number is actually shown. Like if I go on my phone, I can't actually read.
Right.
The average number, but if I get on my computer, I can see like, okay, if it's a 70%,
right. What
it's like a 6. It's like a 6.2 out of 10, or something like that.
The score that is pushed on Rotten Tomatoes is very, very deceiving.
Yeah, and so the only thing I just wanted to I like posted, and I got a lot of negative backlash on why do people even look at Rotten Tomatoes, and I think we're in a culture now where honestly, it's so much easier just to go to the website and boom, there's a number there.
Yeah.
And it's like a 5-second thing where I can look at the number and instantly judge a movie, which I'm not saying is right. I'm totally saying that's a wrong way to do it. But we're like 18 to 25-year-olds are like, hit this website on my phone. I see the numbers like 60% or 70%. Boom, I'm judging it at this point.
Absolutely. And I've had this argument with Rug Boy, where he's like, I don't understand how this is popular. I'm paraphrasing here, but
absolutely.
And he's, and he'll say, people should go and judge the movie on its own quality and not listen to what other people are saying. I agree with that, but I also think we're in a society now where people just don't want to have to waste their time on things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's a very instant gratification on things. So, you know, for instance, I always make the comparison to like Yelp reviews on restaurants, and like
absolutely
people just want, like, they want to know what they're getting into now. They don't want to have their time or money wasted. So they're going to look at something like Rotten Tomatoes, unfortunately, and take that one score and go, okay, I know now I'm not going to go see this movie, or yes, this is worth seeing. You know, like people don't want to. People have like a million other things they could be doing. They don't want to have to like sit through a 2.5-hour movie with the potential of it being really shitty, and then they go, wow, I just wasted 2.5 hours of my life. Regardless of the fact of if they should be appreciating art or not, people don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, and I'll see the number, but the big thing that I was getting at was like the number's there, but I'll also dig into what. You know, there's like a few that I actually like. It's a Peter Travers on Rolling Stone. Mm-hmm. I look at his quite often. Yeah. But I compare it to, like, what's the difference between looking at the tomato meter compared to opening up your Sunday newspaper 20 years ago and looking at Roger Ebert's
There's no difference.
Review of the movie.
The only difference is there's now an aggregation of all the reviews. Yeah. So people kind of trust Rotten Tomatoes maybe a little more. Or maybe they don't. Yeah. Maybe now there's more backlash against it. But I feel like it being an aggregator, they feel like, oh, there's a lot of people that feel this way, and they're professional critics. So I don't see it there as any. I'm one of those that's like, I don't really care for like Rotten Tomatoes. Like I don't really care. Like
I don't put too much stock into it.
But what I'm saying is, I don't really care if like Rotten Tomatoes is affecting the movie industry badly. Like you're gonna have to deal with it. Things change,
evolve.
Yeah, evolve. Like if you're really that concerned about the tomato meter, then fucking make a better movie.
Yeah, really. But what was the big one that I know you guys? I think the conversation came up during the Venom review.
I think the
Venom review was like 60% or 50%.
I think the Venom movie, if I remember correctly, had a lower score on Rotten Tomatoes, but the fans really liked it.
That's where the conversation came into account. Is great, the fans saw it. But I think
the audience score was really high. I think
the audience score was really high,
and it made a lot of money.
Yeah, it did. So I don't know.
Who knows?
Right? It's one of those weird places where people are just going to be hopeful. I'm hoping people become so stubborn that they go see a movie. I think someone said that I'm going to go see the movie just because it showed the review was poor, just so I can either prove it wrong or have an opinion of my own, which is good. But again, for an 18 to 25 or 18 to 24-year-old, they're not going to want to go waste 2 hours of their life.
Well, yeah, and also, like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going in to see a movie because you want to prove that it's not a bad movie, aren't you already coming in with some sort of weird bias for the movie?
With an expectation, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to think this movie is incredible just because Rotten Tomatoes said it was a 50%.
Like being the anti-pop culture guy isn't always a cool thing either.
It's true.
It's kind of annoying on its own end.
That's true.
It's like, dude, stop. Why do you care so much?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing. That's the biggest thing is like, I just don't. I look at the Rotten Tomatoes score sometimes and I go, oh, like this will get me hyped for a movie. Oh man, this movie's getting some bad reviews. Damn. But then I forget about it. I don't like think about it and go, man, like this movie is going to be really good and Rotten Tomatoes really fucked this over. What happened? What's going on? This must be some sort of conspiracy. Like, why are we wasting brain power on this? Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not. And then here we are, like having a conversation about it.
Sure.
But yeah, it's not like I'm going.
We're having a conversation of the ridiculousness of it.
That's true. But yeah, I'm not doing it like the day before the movie. Like if I see it, like these Joker things are coming out like 2-3 weeks beforehand. I honestly, right now, I could not tell you the score of this movie.
Me neither.
I don't even remember what it was when I even looked at it a week ago.
Right.
So, like, me going to see the film, I have no, like, I can't even remember. So that's the nice thing is I'm not going in, like, the day of and being like, oh, by the way, this is what it was. Like, I'll look at it once, like 2 weeks or three weeks before the movie comes out, and that's it.
Right.
I'm like done with it at that point. Like, okay, that's where it's going to be. I figure once 30 reviews come through, that's probably where it's going to land. It's going to be around there.
Right. And a lot of the times too, when I look at a Rotten, for me at least, when I look at a Rotten Tomatoes score for a movie, it's a movie that I've already predetermined I'm probably going to see.
Oh yeah, that you're going to see already. Right. Yeah.
So I'm almost like, I kind of just want to know what I'm getting into here.
Yeah.
And sometimes the score is low and I'm pleasantly surprised, and sometimes the score is high and I'm like, this movie wasn't that great. And I've had, I don't think the score has influenced me too much. No,
I can't say I would. Man, I'm trying to think. Maybe I don't know. Maybe like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think the reviews on that were a bit too high compared to what I was coming in with a higher expectation of myself.
See, I really like Guardians too.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the scope of everything that was going on within the cinematic universe. It kind of felt to me like completely a one-off. Like it wasn't really anything to do with what was going on at the time. I think the previous movie that had come out gave me some hope that it was going, like that Guardians movie was going to be connected a little bit more than what it really was. Like I thought the story was fine. I liked Kurt Russell as Ego. I thought he was great. I thought Chris Pratt did a good job. I think they pushed the comedy of like Bautista a little bit. I think that was a little weird. But I wish it just had a little bit more interconnectivity to what they were doing in the MCU at the time. But that was it.
Yeah, no, I mean, those are all fair points. What do you think about the upcoming Marvel MCU slate?
Man, there's too many.
For those that were fan or don't follow the nation, it was Blake Braden that was live tweeting, live sharing on the nation the San Diego Comic-Con Marvel's news. So thank you for that. You were legitimately the guy I was going to find all the news. But yeah, what are your thoughts overall, or is there anything that stands out for you that you're like, I'm really excited about this, or this is a strange decision?
Yeah, honestly, I am really down on this Eternals movie.
I'm in too.
I don't know, and I know it's supposed to be a very eclectic class or of actors, but like you're putting Angelina Jolie, man, that's like it's fine, but man, she hasn't done anything in a few years, actually, right? Like that scares me a little bit. I like Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah,
I loved him. I saw Stuber.
How was that movie?
I got it for free.
Okay,
it was a.
Would you sneak in? How old are you?
No, they. There was like this website called like GoFobo or something, which offered me a free, it did free screenings on opening night.
Okay.
And like you could get free tickets for it. You could get 2 free tickets. And it was a situation where it's free. I might as well go see it. So I laughed my ass off. I thought it was good for what it was supposed to be. But I like Kumail Nanjiani. I watched Silicon Valley. So I like his work, so I hope he'll be a pretty big part of it. I'm really excited about Shang-Chi.
Me too.
I love the cast. I think that's an incredible group of actors. I think they casted it perfectly. I'm glad we're going to see a real Mandarin finally instead of Ben Kingsley.
Sure.
That's really cool. I'm down on WandaVision, which
Wow. You're down on WandaVision, huh?
I'm down on WandaVision. I don't know what they're going to do. I know Paul Bettany's obviously
for it, or you're down on it as you don't really like it.
Yeah, I'm down. I said I don't like it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's okay. Then I am with you on. I'm a little skeptical on WandaVision.
Yeah, no, I know. In one of her storylines in the comics, and obviously you guys can, whoever listens to this in the nation can correct me, but there's a storyline. Was it the House of M?
Yeah,
where she created her basically own parallel universe.
Was it House of? I know House of M is the basic gist is she gets nuts. She goes crazy and says no more mutants or something like that.
Yeah, and I thought she created a world where it was just like
that might have been
her own kind of dimension and universe. So I don't know if they're going to do that, where she is so distraught at losing Vision that she goes nuts and she creates like her own. Like she creates her own universe where Vision's back in it or something.
I think they're going that route because there's also a storyline where in the comics where Vision creates this kind of like picturesque suburban family life for himself.
Okay.
So I think they're going to like meld those two where she creates this world in her brain where her and Vision are together in the suburbs and living like the ideal life.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
It's got potential, I guess. But I'm, what I've seen of it so far. One, I don't like the name.
It's a terrible name.
It's a really bad name.
Why? You really couldn't think of anything else? WandaVision?
WandaVision.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty. They didn't take a whole heap of writers to come up with that.
No.
What else is coming out, man?
They've got
Moon Knight.
They've
got the introduction of Moon Knight, which I saw. You guys talked about Shia LaBeouf.
I brought that up. It might have been Imran. I'm not on the board with Shia LaBeouf being Moon Knight. That'd be really fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, he's an interesting character.
You gonna get Disney Plus to get all these shows?
Oh, absolutely. So I heard with the new Disney Plus, so I'm getting the package, the $12.99 deal with
Hulu
Disney Plus,
ESPN.
Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
Absolutely.
Now I heard you can put 4 people on. That was the latest thing I heard. You can put 4 people on one account.
Okay, that's good.
So 4 coaches in the office. We're just splitting the deal.
I mean, it's a fantastic deal.
Yeah. So we got 4 coaches in the office come November that we're going to split that monthly.
Are you do you still own basic cable as well?
I do not.
Oh,
I have
so
no basic cable. I have no cable, Xfinity, any of that shit.
What do you just pay for internet?
I pay for internet. That's it. Yeah, I pay for internet. I've got Amazon Prime.
Uh-huh.
I've got Amazon Prime. I've got Netflix. I've got the WWE Network.
Nice.
Which I borrow from Glenn. I don't think he knows I borrow it anymore, but I still borrow it from Glenn. Sorry, Glenn. Don't change your password, please.
Please don't.
But
how do you keep up on because I know you're a sports guy. How do you keep up on sports?
Yeah. Man, dude, I'm on probably. Honestly, I just take most of my information from ESPN or Yahoo.
What do you do for like a live sporting event that you want to watch?
Live sporting event that I want to watch? Oh, I'm probably not supposed to say it, but I'll try to find like a super like sketchy site to like free live stream. Like I get
you just like cast it on onto your computer.
Since I've got Amazon, I've got the Fire Stick.
Yeah.
I can cast it onto my Fire Stick.
Oh, okay.
On my TV, so
you have like a smart TV, and then you hook up the Amazon Fire Stick to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of these days, it might eventually cut the cord on cable. But I'm thinking about doing like a YouTube TV or a Sling or something like that.
The way to go, honestly, and I'm thinking about doing this, but dude, Hulu Live is.
Oh, I've heard about Hulu Live too.
What I've seen is that's where to go because you get 100 stations, live sports. You get all like for you to be Fox Sports,
right?
I don't know if you got Fox Sports Chicago, Fox Sports Midwest.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's Chicago. I don't know.
WG and all that, but it's $40 a month.
That's not bad, and it's just through Hulu.
Yeah, it's Hulu Live TV.
It's just 40 on top of whatever you're paying for Hulu.
No, it's 40, and then that also comes with the regular Hulu too.
Huh. That's not bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's there might be. I heard there might be like a premium package that might come out that'll be ESPN Plus, Hulu Live TV, and Disney Plus for like a higher number. But
what are you paying for internet?
I pay 40. I pay 45.
You're saving money though overall, right? Than if you had cable TV.
Oh my God, cable! My parents still have cable, and they pay. So the big thing with cable is you get your packages, and it's like $150. But the big thing with cable is there are a lot of like hidden fees that come through. Like you have to pay city taxes, like various taxes. You have to pay for the box
right.
that Xfinity provides. You have to pay for because they have like a triple play package, so they have to pay for the box. They have to pay for the internet, and they have to pay for their phones as like a rental. So there's like added fees on top of just your packages where you might be paying $120 for your cable, but then there's 30 or 40 extra dollars that you're paying just for like rental or taxes or agreements.
Man, I don't know how long these cable companies can get away with this. Like, or not get away with it, but like more and more people are going to start just cutting the cord.
Yeah, I would totally recommend it. Like, whenever your contract ends, I would totally recommend Hulu Live TV or YouTube. I did the free trial for YouTube Live TV too, and it was great.
It was fine.
Yeah,
they offer a shit ton of DVRing too on YouTube TV.
They do. So does Hulu.
Oh,
they offer
nice.
this. I think it's the same amount too, but they're very similar in packages. I think they cost the same, but it's significantly cheaper.
The only reason I've and I'm probably can get it through YouTube and Sling or Hulu. The only reason I haven't completely cut the cable cord is just the live sports aspect, and I guess more the familiarity of I'm sure you grew up with cable. It's just kind of just familiar.
Yeah, and I've gotten away from it just for the fact that I'm like,
you're never around either. Right?
I don't have I'm not around, and I don't want to spend that money anyway. So I'm super frugal as far as
and like your share. Like the thing is now is it's so easy to like share or steal your friends' accounts.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I do. Like I said, I got Glenn's WWE network. I've got my parents' Netflix.
Right.
And I do my own Amazon.
Oh, I was gonna say barely anyone like has just one account.
Oh yeah. And then for my Amazon Prime, what I do is because I technically have I work at a college. Mm-hmm. They don't know if I'm a student or not, so I have the
student package.
The student package, which is half price. All I have to do is just put in my email, which is an EDU. It's a college email. So they assume I'm a student.
How long are you gonna be able to get away with that?
As far as when this podcast gets updated,
you expect to lose everything, right?
I'm going to lose everything at that point. But the government or whoever the hell monitors all this stuff is going to be like, you know what? This episode with Blake Braden, this guy's a shady cat. I'm going to listen to this one, and then they're like, I knew it. This motherfucker was stealing all this stuff and conning us the entire time. Stuff. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I pay $45. That's the Amazon Prime. What up, man? The problem I'm getting into is I still watch The Walking Dead every once in a while.
Oh no, why?
Whenever I can. Why do I watch it anymore? Honestly, I can't tell you. It's because I'm a completionist. Yeah. I've started it. I might as well finish no matter how bad it's getting or how bad the storylines are getting. But they have like the AMC Premium. They've got CBS All Access. There's so many that are doing their own streaming services that
it's a little overwhelming.
If you did all of them individually, it will cost more than cable. Yeah. Like if you picked every single one of them, then it will absolutely cost.
Yeah, the last show, which you didn't listen to, we talked about how they adding up just all the premium cable services that are pretty popular, and it adds up to being quite close.
I think if you actually scroll through the archives, you could probably search for it. I posted back before they had Disney Plus. I think I actually researched every single app or every single premium service that you could purchase. That's including HBO, Showtime, Stars. And I think the cost ended up coming out to $450 or so. If you got if you personally purchased every single CBS All Access, AMC Plus, Disney Plus, Apple, different things like that. Right. It was $450 or so.
Well, I mean,
it was kind of ridiculous.
Disney Plus is coming out. Apple's coming out with theirs, Apple Plus. I know HBO is doing something with Warner Brothers. I think it's like HBO Plus or Max. Yeah.
They've got HBO Now, Go, and Max at this point.
Yeah, I think Max will be the one that trumps everything for them.
Yeah,
because that's going to have a lot of WB stuff, and then I think NBC Universal's doing their own thing
because they purchased their Friends and Office back or something like that. Yeah. They got that.
I heard.
Did you know?
What's that?
Did you know that I think I did listen to that show. I was unaware that HBO was owned by, or they owned. Well, are they getting the CBS show? What shows are they getting?
Are they?
They were getting, oh man, I can't remember what the
HBO
WB
Max.
shows, right, or the CW shows.
Is that what they're getting? Maybe, yeah, maybe they might be right.
I was shocked about like what they actually owned. So I just read this. This is actually 5 hours ago. It says inside the Blockbuster $600 million deal that they're going to put the Big Bang Theory and they're going to stream it on HBO Max. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, this HBO Max thing might be pretty.
It was Warner Media.
Good.
I had no idea that HBO had any. Are they with Warner Media or are they with? I don't know.
Yeah, who fucking knows? But they're doing something. Yeah, Friends is leaving Netflix. Do you think you'll get to a point where you cut Netflix?
That's the next thing that goes for me.
You think so?
Yeah. The only thing I watch on there now is Trailer Park Boys, and they're not doing any new ones.
I guess the only reason why I haven't cut Netflix is, and if my friend is listening to this, Justin, I'm sorry, but we split it, and
oh yeah,
I paid him for it last year, and he hasn't asked me for any money this year, so I'm just
okay. We're both doing sketchy things. It's good work.
The thing is, I'm not the guy.
This is a confessions podcast right now.
At least for me, he's paying for it. He should ask me for the money.
Absolutely. Like absolutely.
If someone owed me money, I would ask them. I'd be like, "Hey, you owe me this." And
just wait for that text tomorrow. Like, here's your invoice.
I know he listens to the spin-off show, but I don't think he listens to every episode. So hopefully he'll look at this and be like, Aquatics director Blake Braden.
Super boring. Yeah. Not going to want to listen to this one.
Who the fuck? I don't even know how to swim. Why am I going to listen to this?
Yeah, absolutely. Why am I going to want to listen? Which I think we only talked about swimming for like 10 minutes, which is good.
Well, the whole like point of this show is like you throw something in front of your name, but then we talk about whatever, so that it's not someone doesn't think, oh, like this person only knows how to talk about this. I mean, we could just talk about swimming, but who the fuck wants to talk about swimming for that long?
That will bore. I don't want to talk about swimming for that long, considering I've done it for the past like 10 hours of the day. So
yeah, like what is really okay? What are your thoughts on Michael Phelps? No, you don't have to.
Yeah, he's retired. That's about all I can say.
What was the other guy that like I forgot his name that was in Brazil and faked like he got mugged?
Oh, bro, Ryan Lochte? That dude is a douchebag, man.
I remember talking about it. We were all like, that dude is such a douche.
No, he is.
Is he?
Like, he's the definition of a douchebag, yeah.
How stupid can you be to be like, you know what, I'm going to stage that I got robbed in Brazil, and then there's like video surveillance of him not getting robbed in Brazil?
Yeah. And do you know how he got caught? The stupidest thing, and this was the thing that pissed me off. One, he left both of his teammates back in Brazil to take the fall.
Oh, that's right. He did jet out of town, and then they got like got in a lot of fucking trouble for it.
The thing, this is the stupidest thing, and I find it really funny too. He went and complained to his mom and told his mom he got beat up in Brazil. Mm-hmm. And his mom came out on social media, and that's how people found out about it, is that his mom posted about it.
Oh my God.
Like, he literally went to his mom and be like, Mom, I got beat up in Brazil. And then she posted. But
he was doing that
media.
With the intent. What was his intent to do that?
Well, they were robbing the place, were they? Or they were just like, they were doing like vandalizing the.
Oh yeah, they were being assholes.
Oh yeah, they were the ones that were like, they were vandalizing this this gas station bathroom, and they like knocked the door in, and they were like spray painting it. I think.
Let's see here. They were so they were drunk. They damaged the sign. And then they were the owner looked like he was trying to grab money from them, and they like jetted out.
Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, it gives swimmers a bad name, but honestly, those are the best swimmers, because when you swim, I don't want them to think about anything but swimming.
Right.
The swimmers that are the toughest to work with are the ones that like to overthink their races. Uh-huh. But you get Ryan Lochte up there. That dude's not thinking about anything other than just going up there and swimming. Have you seen his reality show?
No, why would I do that?
Oh, dude, don't watch it. In fact, no. Go to YouTube sometime and just type in like Ryan Lochte reality show or Ryan Lochte interview.
Was it the what would Ryan Lochte do? Was that the one?
That was it. Yeah, that was the one where he like goes out and parties and like hits on women and then gets rejected the entire night.
Is it like as a joke, or is it being serious that he gets rejected?
I think he was being absolutely serious about it.
Jesus Christ. Well, you said that it gives swimming a bad rap, but I mean, swimming's only really talked about every 4 years, so.
No, that's true. There is an official statistic out there from USA Swimming
Mm-hmm.
that will show, like, okay, there are this many people that swim, and then we call it the 4-year bump, where every time the Olympics rolls around, there are kids who watch it and join swimming.
Absolutely.
It's literally called the 4-year bump in swimming terms, because that's when it's talked about.
I mean, swimming is up there with like track and field, where we really only talk about it every 4 years.
That's right, absolutely.
And it's helped for you at least that like swimming has had Michael Phelps for this long.
Oh, dude, that's a blessing. It's gonna. I feel like there's gonna be a bit of a regression.
Though, right?
There'll be another guy, but there will be a regression just because there won't be anybody like Michael Phelps.
Yeah, probably not
for a long time. There won't be.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I mean, hopefully for your case there is, just so that you get a boost every 4 years. But
absolutely,
were you a Michael Phelps type?
No. I'm pretty tall. I'm 6'4".
Oh, you are tall.
So it's good for swimming. I always got recruited to play tight end for football, but I'm a baby. At the moment I get hit, I'm gonna storm off the field and quit.
You got recruited? Did you play high school football?
No, I got recruited to play high school football, even though I knew nothing about it.
Got it.
Just because I was tall, I had the build to be a pretty good tight end.
Sure.
But no, I swam. I swam since I was competitively since I was 4.
Oh wow.
I still swim today. There's master's programs out there, so I still try to compete as much as possible.
That's good.
But
it's good you're staying active.
Yeah, it's as much as I can.
I mean, how do you find the time? Are you getting in the water when you're coaching these motherfuckers?
No, I don't do that, man. There's so many not even Me Too movement stuff, but hands off movement where you can't even demonstrate with a swimmer or move their arm without fear of suit or liability. Yeah. So there's no way I'm getting in the water with a college student.
I mean, I've heard of stuff with. Oh, we'll finish actually, and then I'll say what you're saying.
I mean, just you look at swimmers, they're not wearing clothes.
Yeah, that is a weird situation, I guess.
Super liability as far as getting in the water with students. I'm never gonna do that. So I swim when there's nobody at the pool.
You put on that Speedo?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I do, absolutely.
You shave your legs still?
Oh, no, hell no. No. That took me, I did it all the way through college. I did it high school, 4 years of high school, 4 years of college.
Yeah.
The first time I did it without going over it with an electric razor. It took me 5 hours to shave my legs, my arms.
Was your leg, wait, were you that hairy?
No, it's just, I didn't go over it first. You don't even have to be that hairy. It's just to be able to get everything off.
So you need to get the electric razor on it first and then use a real razor?
Absolutely. Once you do that, man, it takes 30, 40 minutes.
Huh.
It's pretty quick.
So what, the electric razor just thins it out?
Absolutely. Yeah. It takes most of it off. It's almost like one of the groomers that you use on your face, a shaver like that.
One of those where the three blades are spinning at the same time?
Yeah, no, not that. It's just more of a.
Oh, it's like a
professional.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you put it on the lowest setting, and that takes off most of it at that point.
I bet if there's people still listening to this, they're like, these guys are talking about now shaving their legs.
Yeah, right.
So I'll admit something that's pretty funny that a lot of people give me shit for. In college.
Yeah.
You'll see why I was genuinely interested. In I actually have pretty hairy legs for a Filipino. So in college, I had this weird misnomer that if I shaved my legs, I'd feel like it just girls would like it better.
Yeah.
So I would shave my legs in college, and when I would do the razor with the shaving cream, and it would take me legit an hour in the shower.
Yeah, dude. No, it legitimately
And now, people would be like, dude, you're such an idiot. Why did you do that? And I would be like, I'll joke around and be like, I was a swimmer. It was just habit. But it wasn't. People know that I wasn't a swimmer. They're just like, dude, you're so weird.
Oh, man. I mean, first time I did it legitimately, there was no more hot water in that shower.
Oh yeah, you always are. By the end of every time I had to do it, which was I would do it probably every month or two. I was in cold water by the end.
Dude, the coldest water at that point. Like I was miserable.
But at least you were doing it for like a reason. I was just doing it just because I had a weird thing and just doing it. And like as I've grown up, I've realized that most girls just really don't care.
Really don't notice or care.
Don't care, and would actually be like, "Why are you? Why do you have
shaved legs right now?
Why are your legs shaved but your arms aren't?" I'm like, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. But going into school the next day and being in high school, like, you know, you're subject to a lot of ridicule if you look a little bit different at that point. So
you're talking about shaved legs and arms?
Yeah, shaved legs, shaved arms, chest, back, everything. Like I had no hair on me minus like my eyebrows. So we shaved our heads too.
You should have shaved your eyebrows.
Oh my God, I would have. I already looked a little bit like a cancer patient. I'm not gonna lie. You do, because you completely shave your head,
right,
and you shave your body, and so you get kind of made fun of.
Does this like it's proven that this helps you?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So it's what a lot of people do now is they'll still shave, but they won't shave their heads. They'll wear like swim caps.
Yeah.
But at the time, like men didn't wear swim caps. It was just women. Shave your head, go bald. It was only women that wore swim caps. And then after I graduated from college, Michael Phelps comes along and is like, fuck that, I don't want to shave my head, so he's going to wear a swim cap. Everyone else started wearing swim caps.
I got to ask. This is the natural progression of my mind in this conversation.
Yeah.
You shaving your junk too?
Absolutely, 100%. And the reason you have to because the suit is so skin tight on you that hair is going to like peek out of the suit. So like you might have your legs shaved, but then if like, you know, your junk's not shaved, like it's going to be noticeable. So you got to shave it.
Do swimmers like think about this? Like, you know what? Let me just get a Brazilian to take this out a little longer.
You know, I don't know it's never run across my mind.
That would be the progression of my mind. I was like, you know what? If I'm taking this seriously, let's see how much this costs. And but then again, I'd be like the pain. I can't imagine.
Couldn't go through. Yeah,
I'd have to ask a girl.
Not gonna lie, like razor blades still hurt quite a bit.
I mean, yeah, especially if you go against the grain.
Absolutely, yeah. It's still not fun.
You push that blade down a little too hard and you cut yourself.
Yeah,
that sucks.
You gotta be pretty careful though. You got to really take your time.
I don't think there's any better way to end this conversation than what we're talking about right now.
Absolutely.
Well, I know you've been up all day, so I don't want to keep you for too long. But I do always end the spinoff show, by giving you, the guest, a chance to plug something or anything or whatever the hell you want to close with. So the floor is yours, Blake.
Man, I don't really have anything to plug.
Come to Hanover College and swim.
You know, if there's any like college kid or high school kids around here, come to Hanover College and swim. But other than that, I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Like I always tell you, I'm always, you know, I'll always make time for you guys if you want to have me on, whatever.
Absolutely.
You know, I really appreciate the stuff that you put in, like hours and hours of content, man. That keeps me. And I know everyone else in that nation and everyone else listening, that keeps them active and really motivated to continue to listen to you guys.
Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, if I'm looking for another guest on the spinoff show, I'm not opposed to having people on more than once. So you might be getting a last minute, hey, you want to come back on and talk swimming with me?
If I'm a last minute person, we can go into swimming if you want to, but I'm sure there's some other topics that we can hit up on.
I think we can talk about other things as well. But
absolutely,
thanks, man. I'm going to end the show here.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hey guys, this is Venice, and I've got a message from a friend of mine about my favorite podcast.
It's your boy, Flavor Flav in full effect. Check this out, everybody. I want y'all to go check out TJ.
What's good, everybody? TJ Johnson here for Voice from the Underground. I am the most handsome.
Big Has.
And I'm smoking my cigar, of course.
You know what I'm saying? The Dutch.
You pick me up in an Uber and a PT Cruiser, I'm calling Lyft.
Cause they be fighting the power, talking about social issues, politics, you know what I'm saying?
And we're not even that good.
Right, we're terrible. Terrible. Tangents all over the place.
And not only that, but they be keeping it fun with the sports, music, comics, and movies too.
Am I allowed to talk?
I think no, not right now.
Shut up, colonizer!
You know what I'm saying? He on Twitter at VFU Podcast. So you can find them. So check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy.
Okay, what Flav was trying to say is, check out Voice from the Underground on your favorite podcast network.
Voice from the Underground.